Okay, Math 1, 1.2, one-step equation notes. So we're solving each equation. Number 1, we want to get that x by itself. So we have negative 10 times x equals negative 30. 10 is our coefficient, or negative 10 rather, is our coefficient. Our variable is x, and then over here we have a constant. That's our negative 30. So to solve, we need to get x by itself. We have negative 10 times x. To undo that multiplication, we need to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 10 on both sides. My negative 10s on the left cancel. So I'm left with x equals, and on the right I have negative 30 divided by negative 10, and that gives me positive 3. Number 2, I have b plus 2 equals negative 2. To get the b by itself, I need to get rid of that positive 2. I need to get rid of this positive 2. Well, I can do that by subtracting 2 from both sides. Right. Now my 2's on the left will cancel because they'll give me 0. So I'm left with b equals negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. And there's my answer. Number 3, 7a equals negative 49. So I have 7 times a. To get rid of that 7, I'm going to need to divide, because dividing is the opposite of multiplying, or it's the undoing of multiplying. So I'm going to divide both sides by 7. My 7's on the left cancel, and I'm left with just plain old a equals negative 49 divided by 7 is going to be negative 7. Okay. Number 4, I've got 18 equals x minus negative 28. Now I've got this negative negative. Now remember, whenever we have a negative negative, it really makes it a positive. So really what we have here is 18 equals x plus 28. Now, just to talk about that just a little bit. Whenever you subtract, we're talking about this negative negative that's up here. Whenever you subtract a negative number, you're taking away a negative, which is kind of like adding. So that's why it ends up being a plus. So to solve this, we have x plus 28. To get rid of that positive 28, we're going to need to subtract. So I'll subtract 28 from both sides. On the right side, my 28's cancel, and I'm left with an x on the right. And then on the left, 18 minus 28 is negative 10. Now you can leave your answer like this, or if you want to change it, you can change it to x equals negative 10. Some people like to put their variable on the left. You don't have to do that. I'm just showing you that you can. Okay, next page. Number 5. 10 equals p divided by 5. Okay, so we've got p on top and 5 on the bottom. To get rid of that 5 in the bottom in the denominator, I need to multiply by 5. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. My 5's on the right cancel. And now I'm left with 5 times 10 is 50 equals p. And just like last time, you could change this to p equals 50. Either way is good with me. Again, you don't need to write both of these down. You just need one of them. Number 6, negative 4x equals negative 68. Well, just like up on the first page, we've got a coefficient in front of our variable. To get rid of that coefficient, to get rid of that multiplying by negative 4, we need to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. Okay. Now I'm going to cancel out my negative 4's, and I'm left with x equals, and let me grab my calculator. I have negative 68 divided by negative 4, and that's equal to 17. And there's our answer. Number 7. All right, number 7 is a whole lot like number 6. We've got our coefficient in front of our variable. To get rid of that coefficient, to get rid of that negative 31, we're going to need to divide. Okay. My negative 31s can cancel on the left, right? Because it's the same thing on the top and bottom. This is a whole lot like if you have like 5 over 5, they cancel out. It's just like 1 over 1, or you can just say 1. We're using this idea. This is our idea that we're using to be able to do this. That's a really bad thought bubble, but oh well. I'm left with m equals, and now I'm going to type this in my calculator, 2635 divided by negative 31, and I get negative 85. There's my answer. All right, last up, number 8. I've got 53 plus x equals 76. So I've got this positive 53 here, and then I've got my x next to it. I want to get rid of that 53 so that my x can be alone. I'm going to start off by subtracting 53 from both sides. Okay, my 53s on the left will cancel, and that leaves my x all by itself. Now for our right side, I need to do 76 minus 53, and I got 23. Okay, that is Math 1, 1.2, one-step equations.